From Wayward Social in Marshalltown, this is Bobcat Live.
Welcome into Bobcat Live inside of Wayward in the dining area. We are not in Rosie's tonight. There's a lot of karaoke going on over there. I told Coach Stoner here that we might have to add some in here. But I'm joined with Assistant Coach Joe Stoner of the boys basketball team. Joe, thanks for joining us here. One of the things that's been on the varsity roster here, or coaching on the varsity roster for 5 years, and one of the things I love to talk to the assistant coaches is you all have a different piece that you focus on. What do you really focus on with the team?
Yeah, so first and foremost, it's anything Coach Apple or the players need. But from the day-to-day, I do a lot of film breakdown, compiling stats, and then during practices, oftentimes we'll do split work where Coach B takes the defense, I'll take the offense, we'll work on our skills there, and then the day before a game, normally it's installing the opponent's offense with our JV guys, and just giving our varsity guys the best chance and the best look. So.
And when you look at that piece, compiling stats, we look at that, we look at the stat leaders here, who's doing what, and this is a team that definitely, with Kyle, what he's doing, ascending, especially on the three-point mark and rebounding, but it also doesn't seem like a team that is too worried about who leads them in scoring. What can you say about the selflessness from this team, and where do you think that comes from?
Yeah, it starts with Kyle, kind of being our leader, Kyle and Jacob, not caring if they score 2 points in a win or 30 points. Tuesday night was a good example of, shots not going down for a while, just kind of gritting our teeth and bearing it, and then those shots are going to fall. And so it's really from, the top of our roster all the way through everybody, the selflessness and not caring who gets the credit, but as long as we're winning, that's first and foremost.
And when you're breaking down tape, you're breaking down stats, and, in practice you're splitting up, what are your game day things that you have to do, like during a game on the bench? What are you really focusing on?
Yeah, during the game, we'll have things, kind of cues that we're looking at our opponent. On offense, what are they running? Where are they kind of getting the better of us? Defensively, how are they guarding ball screens? Are they pressuring us? What types of sets that we have, or just offensive movements that are going to be open either now, or what can we run now to set something up later. And then just, during timeouts with Coach Brinier and Coach Apple, just figuring out, how can we put ourselves in the best situation.
And then you look at a game tomorrow night against Des Moines East. If you're in charge of scout, as you're looking at this Des Moines East team, and it felt like there's been a handful you coulda, shoulda, wouldas, and East is the first in that line of, had the lead early. It seemed like your legs died late. What do you see from them, and where do you look to rectify some of the things where they came back?
Yeah, they're an athletic team, 1 through 5, and they play 9 guys normally, so they are willing to shoot it from wherever, so we got to be ready to defend that. They're also very athletic, like I said, so making sure our closeouts, we're not over closing out, making sure our help defense is in the right position, and then offensively just making sure we're doing the little things, screening hard, cutting hard. Those shots they're gonna be there. It's just we need to make them.
Yeah, and you look at that. Where would you say the biggest growth piece from that first Des Moines East game to this East game? Because I just think of Lincoln as well. Played them in the same week each time, and the Lincoln game, the first time to the Lincoln game on senior night, drastically different how you finish. Where do you see the growth coming into the second East game?
I would start with our young guys, Damon and Lars, the early in the season, not really knowing what they're doing, kind of having those jitters as a varsity athlete. They've really come into their own. And then I think our seniors, juniors, our upperclassmen have really stepped up and led the right way. I was just overheard Coach Apple talking to another coach the other night saying, it's pretty easy to coach a team where your best players are your hardest workers, and that's what we've got.
And that's something we've heard consistently all the way throughout. Even in bad games, come back, you guys practice at an incredibly high level, and it's not there doesn't seem to be a lot of divas or anything on this team. But when you look at this, all right, you have East. As you guys really are getting ramped up, everything you want to accomplish is still ahead of you. Outside of being able to get a conference title, everything else is in front of you. what are you most looking to in this next few days as you wrap up regular season?
Staying healthy. Yep. That's a big one. And then, just kind of keeping the ball rolling. We've had a few good games in a row here where we've been playing the way that we feel like we can play to our standard, and our standard is pretty high.
Yes.
And if we continue to do that, I think we honestly have a chance against anybody in the state.
Yep.
The week, we have between our last game and the sub-state game will be some well-needed rest.
Yes.
At the same time, time to hit the film and really come up with a really good game plan for what we're going to do that following Monday.
And it was nice to see Gavin back out on the court, even though it wasn't in like serious minutes, but it was good to just see a boot off of his foot and his jersey back on. Well, thank you very much, Joe. It's great to talk to you. When we come back, we will have a senior roundtable, and I've been told by Swervo, a.k.a. Tyler Dorothy, he may have some questions for me as well. We'll be right back here on Bobcat Live.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Scooter's Coffee is going bananas, literally. Treat yourself to banana bread hot or iced lattes, creamy latte blenders, and fresh banana bread muffins. Need something refreshing? Sip a berry spritz soda, light, bubbly, and perfect any time of day. Craving cozy? Try salted caramel waffle lattes, hot or iced, or a smooth sea salt caramelicious as a latte, cold brew, or blender. And don't forget the French toasty sandwich, warm, sweet, and satisfying. Plus, Cinnalicious drinks are here for a limited time. Scooter's Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Welcome back into Bobcat Live. Here I am with three of the seniors on the roster. I've got Tyler Dorothy, a.k.a. Swervo, Kyle Smith, and Jacob Hayes. First question I'll ask Kyle. It does not come from me. It comes from this man right there. Why did you miss so many shots early in yesterday's game?
You said, why did I miss so many shots in the first – wait, what was it? The first half? That's a good question. I don't know. I think I didn't miss too many, but, my teammates did a good job of kind of getting to the line and getting to the paint. Jabe had a few good mid-ranges to where they needed to get, and, started off the game hot with that three from Swervo. So, it felt good to, give that energy in the beginning and to kind of just get off to a hot start with him.
All right, Jacob, we'll go to you. You kind of are in an interesting position. Your game, you can score at all three levels, 3-point mid-range around the basket, but you're also in an undersized front court. You have to play a lot of big guys and do a lot of things that probably don't best match your capability and physicality. But as you look to really win or at least minimize impact from the bigs on other teams, what is a big thing that you focus on to stay aggressive and stay competitive against bigger guys?
A lot of it's just the positioning I'm in. Getting them in a spot where I have an advantage over them, and I'm a little bit lower than them too, so getting to their knees, and, pump fake. A lot of big guys want to block every shot, so get to the free throw line a little bit, hopefully knock them down. That's pretty much it, yep.
And one thing, Tyler, will ask you this. I thought Lincoln was one of the best. That's a game you guys lose early in the year, the way you shot early, because there was a stark line. If you won, you shot over 40% from three. If you lost, you were under 25%. What have you noticed from your team that, hey, you're still executing, still being efficient offensively, still making defensive stops, even if the early shots aren't falling?
So, like last year, Kyle would force a lot of threes, so that's why I feel like it didn't help when he's taking 30 threes a game. And this year, he's also learned, like, when he's hot, but he knows when it's a good shot and a bad shot. So he's been a lot more of a team player, which has really helped us become a lot better this year. Drake has taken a step up. He's still getting to the rack with ease, and he's actually being a shooter. This guy hit the weight room over the offseason, so it's been great. We were kind of missing someone height-wise, but he replaced it with muscle. And, yeah, this team this year is way more of a team than just one single guy dropping 30 or dropping 10.
Yep. I like it. I didn't know it was the roast to Kyle Smith. It's unauthorized. I did not authorize this. But this is gonna be my last question for you guys. There we go. This will be my last question for you guys, but then I know, Tyler, you got a couple for me. Is when you look going into the playoffs, you heard Coach Stoner talk about it, like if you're in, you can compete at every level. Top 6, Ames on the road, it was right there. What do you think is the one key thing that you guys need to execute that maybe you haven't been executing at a high level to get to the place you want to go?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say for us, I think it's the same mindset. Stay with the same. We just got to go into practice every single day and give the same effort we've been giving, every single day. It doesn't just happen where we just show up and we're getting these wins. Like me and the guys are putting in work every day, and the coaches are doing a great job of supporting us as well as everybody else. And it starts in first day of practice and it goes to the end of the season. So just going in every day and have the same effort we've always had is the main key.
I would say on top of that, a lot of it's just like our defensive consistency. I mean, if we can hold teams to scoring barely any points, we can really be in any game. And then we just kind of worry about the shots falling later. I mean, that's gonna go if we get our looks, and we're gonna hit some shots. So we just got to keep that defensive consistency going against those better teams.
Kind of the same thing they said, especially Kyle. Like before the Ames game, if you were able to watch our practices, everyone, whether it was me, these two, or someone who doesn't play at all, everyone was locked in because everyone wanted to win. But if you go watch some of the practices before Fourth Dodge, I think a lot of us were goofing around. And even in the pregame, like we weren't taking it as seriously, and I think that loss really humbled us. So if we go into postseason in that first round, even if we play a team who's not good, we got to make sure we keep the same mindset as we would against Ames. And then next round, we got to make sure we know that we can handle anyone as long as we play our best.
Now you got questions for me. Shoot. Now, after the way you've been talking about Kyle, I don't know. I said yes before I heard those things. So be nice. I've got a wife and kids at home.
So how long have you been doing this broadcasting for?
This is my 6th season with the Cats.
What has been your favorite game to call all time?
So it's second round playoffs. It is Armani Thomas, Drake Capello, Isaiah Borgos with that side-winding 3. I don't know how one of them went through, let alone 3. Against Waukee, their starting 5, Omaha Bill DeFreeze, both Sanfords, and that game was horrifically called. And we lost by 6 on the road. They beat Ames by 25 in the finals. So we always talk some about, like, there is not a court that Armani Thomas didn't think he was the best player on. And, not a lot of guys drop 29 on Taman Lipsey. Not a lot of guys go for 30-something against Peyton Sanford at Waukee Northwest the following year. Now, sometimes that can always go that way or the other, but you look at the way he played that game, like, there was not fear, there was excitement. So that is my single favorite game I've ever called that was a loss. So that's but there have been a lot of good, there's one team I don't like to talk about too much because I really think it was a state team. And that was, Dalen, Prince Jala, Drake Capello, that was Trey. There was a team, Eisenbarth was on that team. That was a team that I legitimately think was a state playoff team. So there was against Southeast Polk. Southeast Polk shot 20% that game. We beat them 59-27, and they had to score a lot late. So I have a lot of games I love, but for you guys, as I'm thinking of, like Lincoln was a special game. That was fun to call. Waterloo East is always, it's my favorite matchup so I absolutely love it. I've seen a grandma kicked out of a game there. It's my favorite. So yeah, when I'm talking, like when you go and you guys go up and just dominate, that's a game that I absolutely love. So there's a lot of great memories. If I had to pick one, it's the Waukee one, because that game was horrifically officiated, and they were able to get away with grab, push, everything, and it was within 6. And that really was a game you're like, man, that would have been something pretty crazy.
One more for you. So, not as like individual players on our team, but what do you think something like you, because you have a different angle like us, maybe someone on the team wouldn't like to admit what they need to prove on, but as a team, from your angle, what is one thing you think we're missing that could really get us over that hump and get us to state and maybe get us to the top of the mountain, like something we need to add as a team?
All right, I got this. So this is one thing, and I don't want to put it on one player whatsoever. There's one general is penetration, defensively, and that kind of goes, who did Michael Jordan struggle with? Allen Iverson. Why? He's 6 inches shorter than him, and he's just quick off the bounce. So you get longer wings. Kyle being 6'3" and lanky, plays really hard defensively. You get a 5'11" guard who's good off the bounce. That's a hard matchup. But like defensively, the off the bounce on the perimeter is where everything breaks down. Now offensively, I think Drake is absolutely the most important player, because no one can get anywhere he wants to go. So the ebbs and flows of this team are on his brain. It's like, because everyone's open when Drake's in his bag. And so it's, what do you do with that? And that's why Waterloo East might be my favorite game this year, because he was all in his bag, and a lot of that was kicking out. It was a Steve Nash driving to the lane looking for threes. That's what I would say. All righty. Well, this was fun. I love being on the other side. So when we come back, we're going to talk a little cheer.
Brown's Shoe Fit has a great selection of athletic footwear, including Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud, Birkenstock, and Taos. Brown's Shoe Fit can find the right shoe for every occasion for both men and women, including dress shoes, casual shoes, work boots, and more. They carry multiple sizes and widths to ensure the best fit for you. Their expert-friendly staff will take the time to give you the service you deserve. Brown's Shoe Fit, downtown Marshalltown, with you every step of the way.
When you're craving something quick, tasty, and satisfying, think your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. From hot made-to-order favorites like burgers, chicken strips, and fries to the Dairy Queen classics you love, blizzards, cones, sundaes, and shakes. Be sure to check out the monthly featured treats and limited-time favorites, always giving you something new to try. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or a sweet treat, just because, your Marshalltown Dairy Queens has you covered. 2 convenient locations, South Center Street and North 3rd Avenue in Marshalltown, where happy tastes good every day.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at vanwyckwoodbuilders.com.
Cheer night is the best night here at Bobcat Live. We are in the dining room, in a packed dining room, mind you. But we're going to talk some cheer, some all-star cheer. So we're going to start off. I'd love for you to introduce yourself. I'm going to hand the mic to you. You remember your name. You got it down. I'm going to hand you a mic. It's not made out of anything. It won't hurt you. But then we'll just hand it down the line, all right?
My name is Haley.
My name's Niema. I'm Coach Ewing.
All right, so one of the great things is you see all the competitions, you see cheer is a dynamic part of it. You're looking at football games, basketball games. You've got wrestling meets. That it really is, and we've been blessed with having a really good cheer squad. They're fun to watch. You guys give back. It's great to see young kids come up. They have a blast. Almost seeing you guys as rock stars. But you guys also compete yourself. So I would love. My question is what is that next competition coming up? I know it's a big one. And just a little bit about what you're looking for in that competition.
I could definitely talk for that. We don't necessarily have a competition coming up, but we are associated with ICCA, which is the Iowa Coaching Cheerleading Association, and they host different honor squads. And we have All-State, All-Stars, and Honor Squad. So we had 3 seniors in the fall participate in Honor Squad, which were chosen and selected. In the fall, we also participated for the MHS's first time ever at ICCA State Cheer. So that was a lot of fun. And now, these 2, Haley and Niema, were actually nominated / selected for the All-Stars squad. So Niema is going to talk a little bit about that process, but this will be her 2nd year attending for MHS.
All-Stars is a video tryout, and you won't find out until a week after you've tried out and submitted the videos in all these forms. And then once you find out, in March, I think the end of March, you guys go to practice for a whole day, and it's really fun. You practice with almost 100 girls from the state of Iowa, and you guys practice stunting, practice cheering and chanting, and then the next day you perform for 4 halftimes of boys and girls games.
And I'd love to know, so this is number 1 for you. I would love to know how you're feeling going into your first one.
I'm really excited to just be able to collaborate with people from all over Iowa. Back at our state competition, it was really fun being able to just see how everybody else cheers. And I'm glad that after basketball season is over, that I will still have something to look forward to in the future. So yeah, I'm really glad that I got this opportunity to do this.
And also, she's a freshman. She made it as a freshman. And, yeah.
So a freshman first time. So maybe you've got 2 times, and you've got an opportunity for more. So Bobcat Nation, the one thing I would say as we look forward to continue moving on here at Bobcat Live, don't let the cheer squad just cheer for the Cats. Why don't you guys cheer them on as well? They are doing some great, great work. When we come back, we will be talking to Coach Brian Murphy.
Looking for top-notch eye care close to home? Eye Care Associates, with offices in Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo, has proudly served Central Iowa since 1990. Their expert team provides eye exams for all ages, designer frames, contact lens fittings, and treatment for glaucoma, cataracts, and other eye conditions. With advanced technology, a welcoming staff, and convenient online booking, your next visit is easier than ever. Visit visionsource-marshalltowneyecare.com today. Eye Care Associates, your vision is their priority.
Eat at Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and support the Bobcats when you order the Bobcat Burger. 2 juicy quarter-pound beef patties stacked with crispy bacon, sautéed onions, and a mouth-watering blend of American, cheddar, Jack, and Swiss cheeses, all on a toasted bun with fresh shredded lettuce. And here's the best part. $1 from every Bobcat burger sold goes to Marshalltown High School activities. Satisfy your burger craving and support the Bobcats at the same time. Only at Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
We do more than just t-shirts and hoodies. Check with Adlet Engraving and Screen Print for awards, lasered items, embroidery, and of course, imprinted apparel. 307 Riverside, right here in Marshalltown. Easy parking, delivery is available.
Welcome back into Bobcat Live. We are inside the dining room, and we're also here with assistant coach. I lied to you. We're with assistant basketball coach, Cameron Nearing. So, Cameron, I'm just going to have you bring it up. Try to bring it up a little bit here. and see if we can fight this. This is the worst part. So
I'll just hold it.
There we go. So this is always worst case scenario, but you always adapt. Always. So Cameron, again, we had Joe on earlier. Assistant coach have some different things that they're a part of. What really, and I know you coach at both levels there, what is your focus during practice and then game day?
I would say really just trying to get the girls to be competitive and show what they know, and also build skills that need to build upon.
And then when you look at, some former athletes, they're like, I love to compete. I could never be a coach. I don't want to do that. Some people, former athletes, will be like, I would never coach, and then they later go, I think I want to coach. And then some know when they're competing that they want to coach. Where did that coaching bug come from?
Ever since actually I was a kindergartner, I wanted to be a PE teacher, so I went to college to be a physical education teacher, and I graduated with a coaching degree. I always wanted to coach. I've done soccer and basketball, so those kind of been my ideal coaching sports.
And so when you look at that, and you've now done it a bit, and now you get to see a pretty prolific senior class just have their senior night, and then you find out today. One, I don't know if I love the seeding that came out today as far as numbers attached to names and winning doesn't matter. But that's my thoughts. I won't make that your thoughts. You do know that you have East, you have North, and then you have Lincoln again.
Correct.
So when you're thinking of playing a team that you know incredibly well, just played, and you played really well for 2 quarters and then poorly for 2 quarters, how are you guys approaching Lincoln coming up?
We just kind of have to keep our heads in the game and just really push ourselves and grow still. There's always opportunities to grow, so being able to continue to grow between games and practices. It's kind of my motto that you practice how you play, so if we keep practicing hard, we can play just hard.
And I'd love to know, Cameron, just from what is your hopes like from coaching? Here you're assistant, still very young. What would be, as you kind of move forward in your coaching career, what's kind of a dream scenario for you?
It's a great question.
Yeah.
So technically, I'm assistant coach for soccer last year, and then I took the position here for basketball. I actually grew and actually the head coach for soccer, actually. So actually, that's kind of my ideal, is being a head coach, and then just kind of growing also assistant coaches along the way.
I love it. Well, thank you very much, Cameron, for joining us. When we come back, we're going to do another roundtable. It's the night of the roundtables here on Bobcat Live. We'll see you right back here on KFJB-TV.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at vanwyckwoodbuilders.com.
At Lennox Employees Credit Union, you're more than a member, you're family. Since 1948, we've been helping members and their families save more, borrow smarter, and reach their financial goals. Whether it's a low-rate auto loan, a mortgage that feels manageable, or simply a savings account that grows with you, we're here to make banking simple and stress-free. Discover the credit union difference today. Visit Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main in Marshalltown, where people helping people is more than a motto. It's who we are. Learn more at lennoxecu.com. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
We're back at a round table. We thought we'd do the 47 girls basketball. 67. Oh, gosh darn it. Thanks, Morgan. All righty. Walked right into that. We thought we'd do another round table. Melanie had such fun last week. They're coming right back, right? It's 2 weeks in a row. So I want to talk about, you guys have district pairings are out. You guys kind of got rough end of the stick. You guys, I thought you guys might have a 3. You guys are a 4. You guys have to play Lincoln. Frankie, I'm going to start with you. You guys played Lincoln very well for 2 quarters. You did not play them very well for 2 quarters. So from your perspective, as you're going through East, North, getting ready for Lincoln, what's the biggest thing you're focusing on?
Just playing like the whole game how we can, and if we start with energy, we have to end with energy. Sometimes we don't start with energy, but we still need to end with energy too.
And one of the things, I'm going to go back to this, Frankie, it seemed like once you made a free throw, you just, like, everything calmed down for you. Like, you could see the frustration, and you're just playing so much, like, a little bit freer. Like, doesn't seem as frustrated. When you made that free throw after having a drought, how good of a feeling did that feel?
It felt really good, and I give credit to Megan for teaching me the tricks.
I love it. Now, Amara, again, Lincoln, you guys played really well for a period of time, and now you being the point guard, having to handle the rock quite a bit, what are the big things you're looking forward to really be able to beat Lincoln?
I'm definitely looking forward to finishing because I've not been doing that. And getting Kinsley open and Morgan open now for some threes. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. I tried to tell you before, if you learned how to dunk, it would just make finishing so much easier. Now, Melanie, I'd like to know is because you're going to be somebody that's going to play some really key minutes starting next year. You've played a couple moments here. Learning from some of these young ladies around you, how important are these ladies and also the seniors for you to get involved in the team?
Wait, sorry, what was the question? Just how important have the older girls been? They really helped me get better, and they're so encouraging and very welcoming to everybody.
All right, so Morgan, we've seen your name, we've seen your face, we have not seen your jersey number on the court. Do you want to break some news about when we get to see you on the court? And I'm going to have you handle the mic and then tell me, when you get to play, how excited are you to get to play?
I get to play tomorrow night, and I'm super excited since I've missed probably 8 games. So, yeah.
Yeah, so here we go. Morgan adds another shooter to the lineup, another piece for you guys all to be able to pass to, drive and kick to. So final question, and I am going to go, we're just going to round table. You grab the mic and just go around the horn. I'd like you to tell me from the senior class, the most wins a senior class has had for a career in a long time. What would you say from those ladies, how important they've been, and one thing that they've taught you?
They always teach us to just like stay positive when we're down.
Discipline.
Same as Frankie, they always teach us to be positive.
This is the best senior group we've had my whole career, and they've taught us a lot, and we've played with them our whole lives, and they're the best people ever, and we learned a lot from them.
Yeah, and next year they'll be gone, and it'll be your guys' turn to be the best senior class you've ever played with. Well, it's great to have another girls' roundtable here. When we come back, I think I get wrestling coming up. I think I get Coach Lucas Cross, and thank you to these ladies. All the ladies supporting in the back. When we come back, we'll get on the mat, talk some wrestling as the boys have big districts at home coming up here on Bobcat Live.
We do more than just t-shirts and hoodies. Check with Adlet Engraving and Screen Print for awards, lasered items, embroidery, and of course, imprinted apparel. 307 Riverside, right here in Marshalltown. Easy parking, delivery is available.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
You've got goals. You need a plan. Don't waste time or money. At Marshalltown Community College, you get the power to choose. Transfer to a 4-year university or step straight into a career in healthcare or trades. Small classes, caring faculty, real-world experience. Marshalltown Community College. Your future starts now.
Welcome back in. And again, I said somebody who isn't going to be on. We got it even better. We've got assistant coach Nick Rebick. Many Bobcat fans, man, it's always fun when guys that I called for multiple years now are on the coaching side of it, because I think one thing that it shows is just Marshalltown being special and wanting to come back and give back. So, Nick, you had a ton of success on the mat, baseball diamond, Roman center field, all of that. Now you've come back and helped coach in both of those sports. What really drove you to want to come back and coach and get back to your hometown?
Well, I had a lot of great coaches when I was in high school, so seeing the way that they impacted my life, I always wanted to get the chance to help other people do that, help lead people get to chase their dreams,
And one thing is, we've seen just explosion. I was talking to MCC AD Whitney Sowers yesterday. We were just talking about different explosions of sports, and it really seems that women's 7-on-7 football is probably that next thing that's gonna blow up. But we know girls wrestling has blown up. But the wrestling room for the boys has been strong as well. I know ending the year with over 50 guys in the room. What do you really point to that commitment and drive from this wrestling room?
I think a lot of our guys are just very motivated. Mm-hmm. I mean, when I was in high school, I felt like I had some guys they'd go off in the corner, they'd kind of slack off. I think our room is full of guys that really want to get better. They're all striving to get better and make each other better.
Well, last week we were lucky enough to talk to Nick and Dalton. And Dalton, I of course know the name, but when you put a name to the face, and I was like, oh, when I saw you were in PT with me. And then, because I was like, I didn't think there was any way he could get back on the mat, and how driven he was. And then Nick, you think of a fairy tale season, had done everything he's worked so hard for, gets a loss, but both of them talk about, I might have been injured, but Dalton's like, I get to wrestle at the cadet duels. And then Nick's like, I jumped off, and it's time to go get it. Everything I want to do is still there. What do you say about those guys and just that commitment? Because it sounds like what you're talking about, that room and that commitment there.
Yeah, I think guys like Dalton and Nick, they're so motivated within themselves. I mean, us coaches don't have to do much to get them to push. They push it themselves a lot. I mean, they're just great leaders, great wrestlers, good people.
And then, really, from an assistant coach, who are you? What weight classes are you really working for? Do you bounce all up and down the weight classes? Who are you really hands-on with?
I mean, I would think the middleweights. Yep. I mean, I was a middleweight guy. I mean, the little guys, they're too quick and fast for me, and the heavyweights are just too big for me. So I got to stick to the middleweights.
Yeah, and that's, again, one of the interesting things. Basketball, not a lot. Do the guys get out? They're not running drills. Wrestling's a different deal.
Yes.
You get a lot of. So how much of practice and stuff are you actually wrestling with the guys?
I think I've wrestled the whole practice for probably 2 weeks now. I've done every drill, every rep, everything.
Do you think you can make weight?
I can make a weight.
A weight, yeah. I love it. So there was a number that Nick and Dalton both said. They said they want more than 4 guys at state. They said that 4 number is kind of where we've been capping. And it doesn't seem the goal isn't really to make state. We were talking about Xavier's run last year and just watching the last minute of that third. You could tell he was just kind of out of gas, but so close. And it felt like even in a loss, that kind of elevated expectation. When you look at it through a coaching lens, having districts and stuff, what is a successful districts meet from a coach's perspective?
Well, from a successful district meet, it would be ideally qualifying everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, that can be kind of unrealistic at times, but I mean, we've been capped at 4 guys going to state for a while.
Yep.
And we'd like to qualify at least half our lineup. That's our goal, I think, as coaches, is to get half our guys there. And I think our goal isn't to qualify, like you said. I mean, we don't want to make districts is a big deal, but we don't want to make that the end goal. We want to end on the podium. So our guys, hopefully we get a lot of guys there and a lot of guys placing.
Yeah, and that's that thing. You have 7 guys in the finals at conference, which is awesome, and then that goose egg, which is like, but it also, if you're putting it in order to do that at conference to motivate you into districts and then that propel you into state isn't always a bad deal.
No, kind of leave a bitter taste in your mouth. So kind of hoping those guys that got to the finals, that they realize, like, man, I can get there. It just takes a little extra push to win it.
And then just from a team concept, looking at the future, Nick has put in so much effort, of course, kind of the poster of this team, though it's a very loaded team. Where do you see the future of this program? How bright is the future in the next couple of years?
I think we're going to be very good in the years to come. I mean, we have great leaders up and down. I mean, Nick obviously is a great leader, and Dalton is great leaders. Carson and Anthony, who are come on later, they're great leaders too. But, I mean, our juniors and sophomores and freshmen, they all lead each other. I mean, you could just pick any guy up and they'll be able to help everybody.
Well, and like Coach Cross said last week, Marshalltown's not here to rebuild, they're here to reload. And we got to talk to a couple of those gentlemen right after this. We get Carson Wright and Anthony Chavez as they look to talk about what district mean to them and a pursuit for state here on Bobcat Live.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun. From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.us.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Welcome back into Bobcat Live. I am joined by Anthony Chavez and Carson Wright. Carson, 21-9. You were on the doorstep of state last year. How do you knock on that door, break it down, get in there, grab food out of the kitchen, make it your own? How do you get there?
I think just sticking with the grind. I've been trying to work hard all season, be intentional when I go to practice, be like, I'm here to get better. I'm trying to work hard. District plan, just go out there, take every match one at a time, 100% effort. So.
And, it's the old adage like, well, how do you win a race? Well, you run fast, and then you run faster, and then you run faster than that. Like, sometimes people try to make it sound easy. It is very difficult. So when you're saying working hard, doing all those things, give me an example of what that room looks like. How do you approach that room? How do you approach the weight room? How do you approach the off season?
I just think focus on one thing every day. Cross has talked about 1% better, having a daily goal. So I go into practice, I'm like, hey, I want to get better on my feet today. I want to get better on top. I want to get better on bottom. So picking that thing and just working on it and getting better.
Well, and you also, and would you remind me what weight you're wrestling at?
Yeah, I'm at 165.
So when you're at 165 and one of those middle weights, that's always interesting to me is because you have some of the strength of the bigger guys, but you also be fleet of foot like the smaller guys. So where would you say that you excel at? What's your strongest suit?
I think a little more on the strengths. I don't move the quickest, but I have some good moves, and if I can work them, they work well for me. So.
Well, Anthony told me off air that you are just strong. You're just an eye.
I would say that.
So really, what is, as you look at districts, and you're looking at yours, and and you're driven to it. How do you get out of districts either with that first or second place, knowing that you're going to state?
I think just showing up that day, putting in good effort. Like, I know if I give it 100% that day, if I focus, if I just go out there and do my best, I've got a spot in state. So I just got to show up that day. So just be ready that morning.
Love it. And now, Anthony, we'll go to you. It's you've had some up and down, right around 500, but you're wrestling the best you've wrestled right now.
Sure.
So it really doesn't matter if you lost 3 times in November. This ain't November.
Yeah,
This is districts. This is at home. So how do you feel? Where you're at? Where's your swag at? Where's your confidence at coming into districts?
Yeah, well, I'm super excited. Like Coach was talking about, this Saturday is the start of a new season. So putting everything in the past and just going to work. And mentally, I think I'm the best I've ever been. And just getting to my attacks when it feels natural. And I'm in flow state right now. I'm just super excited for Saturday.
And what do you think is the key difference? And you talked a little bit about just where you're at mentally. But what do you think the big difference is switching from kind of up and down, win-loss to, hey, I'm wrestling better than I have all year long? Okay. What was that switch for you?
Well, I got to say, losses are super important for a wrestling career. I feel like you learn more from losses than you do wins. And just being able to bounce back every single time, that just tells to your character. And every year has been pretty rough for me, but I feel like that it's a privilege to be able to have those seasons every year. Ever since I was a freshman, I was 106. I just happened to be on varsity because there was
you were
106.
Guy.
Yeah, and without that opportunity, I don't think I'd be where I am today. So I'm just lucky to be wrestling with the best guys in the room since I was a freshman.
Well, and that's the thing, and you said it, is like sometimes losses are really important, not just in wrestling, not just in sport, but in life, is like how do you bounce back from that? And, diamonds aren't made by sitting on a beach somewhere. It's all about pressure. It's all about that. So, really, how do you get out of districts? What's that one thing you can do to get out of districts knowing that your season isn't done?
I'd say you really got to focus on your warm-up and everything you do the moment you wake up that Saturday. And even starting today, what we eat, what time you go to bed, it's all about just doing everything right from now on and just giving it your all, because this isn't going to last forever, and we got to make the most out of it.
Yeah, make that sacrifice now, the glory forever. Well, good luck, gentlemen. Bobcat Nation, you have an opportunity to come out and cheer them. They'll be right here trying to get to the Casey Center, and you can make a big play in that, make that place loud, celebrate the tons of hard work for these young men. When we come back, we're going to go from the wrestling mat into the deep end as we talk boys swimming.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown. With their extensive inventory, you're sure to make a winning selection when you shop McGregor's for your bedroom, living room, and dining room furnishings. McGregor's has the right play for every room in your home. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is proud to be your locally owned and operated furniture store since 1896 and very proud to support Bobcat Athletics again this season. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Welcome back into Bobcat Live. And we are here with the first-year head coach of Marshalltown Boys Swim, Ray Dulaney. Of course, you are not new to the Bobcat swim team. You do have to fill the big flip-flops moving one seat over. How has the first year been?
It's been good. Definitely learning experience on all accords. Much as you think you have things planned out and have a plan, things change, things adapt, everything's different. And but overall, I think it's been good. We've had a good result. So.
Well, I know that they've often said with basketball coaches, like the hardest thing in coaching is that 18 inches to your left. It goes from that assistant coach to the head coach. What has been that one thing that you've found like, oh, this was way different, this was harder than I thought, or maybe something as an assistant you never even thought about, and now it's yours?
That is a great question. I think just the logistics of it, and not the paperwork aspects, probably not the right word, but this week, there's an email about tickets on Sunday that I got to do. There's the passcode, pass gate, whatever that I got to do. There's coaches meeting last night, just different things like that. Noted as an assistant, not the one that necessarily the one that has to be submitting that form or whatever it is. Getting ready for our awards banquet next week, going, oh shoot, what certificate does that go on to, and those different things. So
things that you don't know. It's not about the coaching you thought you do. Nothing to do with the kids in the pool. So it's like
want to celebrate them, and that's great, but just got to figure out what piece of paper it goes on.
In college, I played very small school basketball in college, and I believe one of our assistant coach was an assistant coach, so our head coach didn't have to drive the van. He was willing to drive the van.
All for that.
I was like, you're an assistant coach then. But now you look at Jacob Seeberger. He's the one that growth led to a state
absolutely
berth, but going to districts, like you guys swam incredibly well compared to where you had been. As a coach, it's awesome to see what Jacob did, but how rewarding is it to see your team start here and end here?
So we measure kind of point value, team value with power points. So each kind of time in an event is equated to a certain amount of points. Through the season, we went up over 1,000 power points, which is insane. At districts alone, I think we went up 530 some power point, which is our most on record, and that's incredible. And it shows how well the boys swam. Team goal we talk about is swimming our fastest times at those championship meets, and everyone did. It's hard to be perfect. It's why that's out there, and for everyone to be together and swim fast on one day, which is what swimming asks for here in Iowa. It's incredible. It's more than you could ever ask for.
That's phenomenal. Now I'm going to bring you into a hypothetical that we are having around the Winter Olympics in my home. All right, you have world-class marathoners or long-distancers in running. You have long-distance speed skaters. And you have the crazy swimmers that are just doing the long races. The ones where non-swimming fans turn it on and like, I got a lot of commercial. We're going to commercial.
They go to commercial for, and you're like, hey, what happened to the middle of the race?
So you have those three athletes. Which one has the most difficult who is making the most difficult feat to compete at the highest of levels?
That's a great question. The argument with swimming always is full body. Right? You get the oxygen debt, you get the full body. I'll watch anything Olympics. Winter, summer, doesn't matter, I'll watch it. And that speed skating is ridiculous.
Well, and my wife and my son are like, but they're gliding on the ice. I'm like, but they're turning faster.
They're going 35 miles an hour.
All that. I'm like, they're kind of NASCAR. They're kind of athletes. And
skate
they're
fast, turn left.
So that's literally what it is. So they, I thought, minimize speed skating too much.
I'll always argue swimming.
And
just for those reasons. But what any of those sports, what they do, and you look at the physicality of it, it's insane.
And then marathoners, I think sometimes it's insane. It's just insane what they can do. Only a select can do it. I think I fall I wanted speed skating to get its druthers, but I think swimming is where we all fell. It's just because swimming athletes is a different thing. They're built differently than any other human. They're V's, and I don't even know how that works. It's pairs can't be V's in my case, so that's a big thing for me. But I thank you very much for trying to answer a question that has been throughout the Doe's family this week.
We'll play hypothetical.
Bigger, as you're thinking, you've got one at state. Yep. Last question for you. As a coach, how do you kind of calm your nerves, your excitement, and be the best coach you can be for Jacob?
That's a great question. I'll listen to any coach talk about whatever, and I forget who it was. They were talking about you need to be the opposite of your athletes.
Okay, I like that.
And, when you need them to have energy, you need to be calm and vice versa. And districts into state, and especially in this case, Jacob, he made it.
Yep.
Talk about 32 qualifiers, he's 31st, 30th, and nowhere to go but up. So let's be excited that we're there. We have this opportunity, and see who we can get, and let's have some fun while we're there.
All right, I lied to you. I got one more question. So I'm getting Cade and Eli up here.
Yep.
They're bookends as far as grades go.
Yep.
But they're very similar in they're kind of Swiss Army knife swimmers.
Absolutely.
They're kind of good at a lot of things. And then when you put them all together, they're even better, that medley stuff.
Yep.
And Eli is so good at the medley and just a freshman.
Yep.
When you look at that bookend of young talent and talent, but also wise and older mentor, what can you say about this tandem?
They've been great for the team. For them to, I'm a only child, so I don't get the sibling dynamic always. So for them to be able to experience that, and we've had some others be able to experience that as well. I think it's a special thing. If they think it is, I'm not sure. Mom and Dad certainly think it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got a freshman and a senior. Yeah.
For them to experience that and go through that is awesome. And Cade has been just such a great leader this year. More than you could ever ask for. And Eli shares a lot of those same qualities. And I mean, you see where it comes from. And so hopefully we can keep rolling that and keep moving that forward. And hard to possibly swim in your sibling's shadow. So for him to be able to grow into his own after this year should be a great thing.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ray.
Absolutely.
When we come back, we will talk with the aforementioned Randall boys.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Scooter's Coffee is going bananas, literally. Treat yourself to banana bread hot or iced lattes, creamy latte blenders, and fresh banana bread muffins. Need something refreshing? Sip a berry spritz soda, light, bubbly, and perfect any time of day. Craving cozy? Try salted caramel waffle lattes, hot or iced, or a smooth sea salt caramelicious as a latte, cold brew, or blender. And don't forget the French toasty sandwich, warm, sweet, and satisfying. Plus, Cinnalicious drinks are here for a limited time. Scooter's Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Welcome back into Bobcat Live. Here I am with Eli and Cade Randall. Eli, freshman swimmer. Cade, senior swimmer. You got to just hear Coach Ray talk real quick. Cade, you are the older brother. at least in our house, sometimes the older brother both is annoyed by the younger brother, but also likes to parent the younger brother and often likes to look out for the younger brother. What's it been like to be able to swim with your brother for this 1 year?
I've had a lot of fun. I get along with my brother pretty well, which I probably get along with him the best out of any of my brothers. So
all right,
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's good that he's the one I'm swimming with. And I've honestly, it's a combination of a lot of things really with Eli. I try and look out for him, but I also, I kind of see him as my friend in a way.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
you know, I want him to do well in life, and I want him to go places, so I try and look after him, but there's also times it's like I know he's got to go do his own thing too. So.
Well, and when he does his own thing, a certain Randall has a better time than another Randall in a medley, and I think the freshman's actually got you on that. How does it feel that your brother is a freshman is surpassing you as a senior?
It's good for him, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, I think it's always good to see him swim fast, and you know, I beat him at other things, so
yeah, I know.
There's some things I'm not as good at, and I know that, so it's good that he can take those things, and it's good to see that our team's got some young potential, and I think, you know, we got a lot of talent this year, and I think going forward, that's what Coach Delaney needs for our program.
And that was a statement based on I was the freshman brother, and my older brother was the senior brother. So this is my own experience coming out. So Eli, freshman, you swam really well for a freshman. You still have a lot of room to grow. At your 1 year in, got to swim with your brother. How was this year for you?
I feel like it was a very successful season for the team, me especially too. Yeah. And I feel like I went out there and did my thing, you know, and I gave it my best effort.
And Eli, and I'm going to ask you guys both the same question, is you guys are really good at medleys because it seems like you guys are very good at a bunch of different types of stroke. Or which one do you prefer?
Prefer for the medley?
Yeah, out of anything you swim, both the stroke and the distance.
I mean, for me personally, I like shorter distances and probably freestyle as well.
Yeah.
But I don't really mind what stroke it is.
Yep.
I don't like backstroke that much, but for the most part, I like anything for real.
Love it. All right, Cade, for you, bud.
Honestly, I really like the IM. You do a little bit of everything. I think for me, I kind of get bored of doing the same stroke.
Yeah.
So
I get that.
I like that you get to do all of them.
Yeah.
You know, every 50 you're doing something different, so that's always fun to me. But they're all kind of fun, but kind of what he said. I've never been a big backstroke fan, but this year it kind of grew on me a little bit. I still don't really like it, but it's growing on me.
There's a reason we go to Costco and get the multi-style chips. We don't just get the big bag, we get the box. It's because you want a little bit of everything. So I get that. So, Cade, final question. You're a senior. I think you're going to get a graduate. I think your grades are good enough.
Yeah.
So what's next? What's next for you?
After high school or
after high
the rest
school?
Of high school? After high school, I'm planning on going to Iowa State University. I'm going to study engineering there. And, yeah, those are the plans so far.
Love it. All righty. Wrong school, wrong team, but engineering, I can't say Iowa State's not a great school. Well, it was a great night here at Bobcat Live. Always fun to end with siblings, especially Caden, Eli, Randall. Great to have you guys. And we will be back. This is my last Bobcat Live of the year. We're handing it off to Brandon Lewis, so bring home the winter season next week. Thank you so much for joining us, and tune in tomorrow night as we travel down to Des Moines East and seek revenge as the guys look to get a loss back and the girls look to beat them again.